It's one of those things, like I'm not having the greatest month. How did you lose all the momentum? No hate. They didn't continue to turn up. Again, like any momentum I get, it's going to be lost. I have such PTSD. Well, I reached out to Moist Critical to try to get him to help me, and he ignored me. So.
Now you will mystify the night, dodging the blinking of an eye, testing the connection, takes away all to tomorrow. Like a bloody storm, you're burning like a bloody soul. Mortal will it die, now the fires of fun are rising up again.
Just getting up. Last time I seen El Prestador, like an honest El Prestador video, was like when he did like the close quarters combat DLC for Battlefield 3. I don't have Diablo 4 installed anymore. Like Diablo 2 is probably a game that's going to stick with me my whole life. Like it's just such a good game. I'll be right back. I'm back. I'm good at Diablo 4. It's just one of those games where it's like there's no heart in it. Like I don't give a shit about finding stuff. I don't give a shit like the crafting system is like dumbed down. Like everything about Diablo 4 is a dumbed down version of Diablo 2. And I'm like, I'd rather play Diablo 2. Like it's just a better game. Like I know it's not as streamlined, and it takes a lot longer to get into and all this other great stuff, but like once you get into it, Diablo 2 shits on Diablo 4 in every conceivable way. Level 94. My Necromancer, I was playing with my headset off because like I don't really need game sound to play this game, but like I could play this with my headset off because like this is single player. Like this is just strictly single player. This is completely offline. But I was playing with my headset off, and I didn't hear I got hostiled. And granted, there's a visual indicator as well, but like sometimes there's a lot of shit going on screen. You just don't pay attention to it. And like you're in the middle of Bales. I was in like Bale game 8 or 9, and like you're thinking about, oh, we're gonna kill Bale, jump to the next game, kill Bale, jump to the next game, and like it just got me. Like a barbarian that was just loaded to the gills for killing players came in and like basically two-shot me. Bongo must be eating. How dare he? Kelly's been on a cat kick lately. So like we've been driving around looking at kitties. And you know, you're playing with fire because you never know when you walk into like a place and you just fall in love with a cat. Because like to me, like having 3 animals is better than having 4 at this point in our life because it saves money. You know, like they always say, like, you know, a pet costs $1,000, right around $1,000 a year on average per pet. They can get cancer quicker, things of that nature. Is the little rat continuing to bark? I ate before getting on. I had 3 little baby Slim Jim things. I'm not mentally feeling the best. It is what it is. Like, honestly. It's one of those things, like, I'm not having the greatest month, but all I can do is work. I can't dictate anything else. How did you lose all the momentum? No hate. I was going to lose the momentum regardless, man. Like, people expected a guy that was on the wrong side of 30 with a bad hip and 400 pounds to go into a boxing career. That, like, you know, to me, that's a little delusional. It is what it is. It's like I at the end of the day, I'm going to be the same person. Like, I only can go with based on the opportunities that I'm given. Yeah, but they didn't continue to turn up. I mean, like, and I wasn't going to box again. You know, because eventually, it's first off, it's hard to find 400-pound guys that can pass physicals. Second, you know, different levels of like things. Like I'm not into boxing to the point where I want to go live in a gym and like have a boxing trainer and all this other shit. That's just not who I am. And third, I'm a recluse. Like, I enjoy being in the house, hanging out, chilling, laying in bed. That's what I like about life. I know that some people don't like that, but that's what I enjoy. So like, I was gonna lose the momentum, whatever it was. That's the reason I didn't stream. Honestly, like for the most part, like after the fact, I didn't stream because like it would just been people disappointed. But like, it's like this conversation right now is like, this is just bait that I'm taking. Because usually once I get off here, I'm done. Like I'll be on Twitter a little bit, but I'm usually done with like online for the day when I get off stream. It's like I try not to interact. I don't really talk to people, but you know that I don't talk to people. I'm one of the hardest people in the world to talk to because I'm just to myself. Like I just chill out and go about my day. Hang out with Bailey. Hang out with Grayson. America's always been a dumpster fire, man. Don't let it fool you. Nah, I'm not going to get a tattoo, man. Tattoos on dudes my size are pointless. If I ever did lose weight, they'd just get cut off in a loose skin surgery. Shit like that. Like, I don't... To me, like, a tattoo is a complete waste of money. I don't feel like expressing myself or anything of that nature. And then sometimes you get up regret tattoos. I remember me, Woody, and Kyle were talking about getting, like, PKA tattoos or YouTube tattoos because they were such a big, prominent part of our lives at the point. And it's like, if I would have done that, I would have looked back at it regretting now, like where my YouTube ended up at. Because in my back of my mind, there's always going to be Friends Season 7. Like, nobody ever stays on top. For every Moist Critical there's a Ray William Johnson. For every PewDiePie there's, you know, whatever the next flavor of the month is, right? The Rolling Stones aren't still topping the charts. Everything has a fixed time frame. Like, you kind of see YouTube go into metas. Like, in the beginning meta, the one I got popular in was like the commentary meta. And now you have like the video essay meta. Like, everybody has a video essay on something, and a Patreon, and a Raid Shadow Legends like contract, or NordVPN. Like, it's all about following the money. Well, I reached out to Moist Critical to try to get him to help me, and he ignored me. So I figured he had a bigger voice than I did to help get like my Ubisoft account back. Completely ignored me. Maybe he didn't see it, but who knows? Well, I figured Ubisoft would respond to him faster than they would respond to me. Dude, I'm still actively reaching out to Ubisoft. What are you talking about? At this point, I've given up on getting my account back to just like, here, I can show you receipts for like my elite skins. Can I have my elite skins back? You can't really call them. At least I haven't figured out a way to call him yet. There's no reason to collab with Moist Critical. Like, if he wants to hang out, I'll hang out with him. If he wants me to go on a stream or something. But, like, again, like, any momentum I get is going to be lost. So it doesn't really matter in that front. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not motivated to make videos anymore. Like, the best thing I could do for my channel right now would be to, like, do something. No matter what it was. You know, videotaping my day. Getting, you know, my little 10,000 views they would get, and all the negative comments would actually help me more than doing what I'm currently doing, and I still can't make myself do it. Like I have such PTSD from years of content creation. I know this sounds terrible, and we will make this backfire, but like, I'm not the only person that's ever said this. Like, I think one of the FaZe guys recently quit, said he fucking hated creating content grind. And it's a vicious fucking grind, dude. Like, every day you wake up, you have to create something. And it's like, and it can't, and like, it can't be the same thing you created the day before. There's another Amroon. Good. Got timed out for the last dono. One supporter, well done. It's like you and the mods are in compete. I didn't time you out. Like, I tell people not to time people out for donos unless they're super vicious. But like, it's so mentally taxing and draining creating content. And now the bar has just been raised and raised and raised and raised. And like people romanticize like being a YouTuber or a streamer or something of that nature, and it's not that great. Like, let me tell you the secret about being a streamer. Like, and I do it half-assed. I'm a half-assed fucking streamer, and I do, you know. But even at half-assed streaming, Will Cross, JJ, what's your yard cutting situation? Push more, riding more, paying a kid to do it? I pay somebody to cut my grass. I don't have a riding lawnmower, and I can't drive most riding lawnmowers because of my size. I just don't fit on them. Maybe one of those big, like, zero-turn ones, but I'm not paying $5,000 for a zero-turn lawnmower. What was I saying? Somebody help me out here. Saying about content creation. Well, my mods are doing exactly what I tell them to do. Because, like, here's the thing with constructive criticism. If you come in and think, oh, this is how you fix your channel, Wings, I've heard it. I've heard it. You should do workout videos. You should do real life vlogs. You should do try this. Like I got ideas on the back burner that would be gold. I just can't get myself to do them. Like, here's an idea that me and Kelly had. We were recently shopping for a car, right? Which we bought the car at this point, but we were shopping for a car. And when you're shopping for a car, you see a lot of buy here, pay here people. And like the car we had before as our third car was a 2006 Ford Focus, right? And it was a good car. Like, it was mechanically sound. It had low miles. It went anywhere you wanted it to go, but it was ugly. Like, the person owned it before us was like a teenage girl. She had wrecked it a couple times. It had dents everywhere. You know, the front bumper looked like Wolverine took a chunk out of it. But I didn't give a shit because I bought it because it was a naturally aspirated inline four that was mechanically sound. I wanted it just a DoorDash. But one thing we noticed with Fiona is you got poor shamed in it. I don't know if anybody here has ever been poor shamed, but it's a real thing where people look at you like you don't have any ways or means. Like, they look like they're above you. And it's an interesting phenomenon. You know, like, for example, here's a story that me and Kelly had. We went to Krispy Kreme, and she wanted a bottle of water. Like, all right, so when Krispy Kreme just happened to be the closest store to us that served drinks. She wanted a bottle of water. So we went to Krispy Kreme and asked for a bottle of water, you know. And they literally tried to, like, downsell us that they could give us cups of water instead of the bottles, that their bottles were a little pricey. And it's like this person was looking at us with like the slide eyes and like, this is why you waste money, things like that. And it's like, oh, it's like, no, we just give us the bottle of water. And it's like, you see the being poor shamed. So we were thinking like, buy here, pay here places. Like the car we bought for like $3,500. If you were to go to like a buy here, pay here place, would be like $10,000. And I wanted to do a video where like me and Kelly dressed up really trashy and like drove an old car. Like we have a car that we have access to. It's a 2012 like Toyota Camry, but it's hit a deer. Like the interior's completely fucked up. But it's a Camry, so it still fucking runs, right? It looks and smells like a cigarette. We were going to take that car to like buy here, pay here places and pretend that we were looking for cars and like dress real trashy and like do like secret video and then go back to the same place later on, dress nice in one of our newer cars and see like the difference people reacted to you. No, that I hit that deer with my truck. This is another person's car they would loan me completely. That just happened to hit a deer and they never bother fixing it.